Welcome to the Lost Interviews with Ray Shasho.
First of all, I want to say thank you for being on the call.
No problem.
And congratulations on 45 years with Nazareth. That's amazing.
It was quite a ride, I have to say.
That's amazing. You're still standing, and just recently you've announced that you're gonna not tour anymore with the band. Is that right?
That's true. I have a thing called COPD,
Right.
which is a lung disease, and I can't sing for an hour and a half straight anymore. So I figure if you can't do the job, you really shouldn't be there. But they've got somebody else. They've got a guy called Linton Osborne.
Right.
And he sounds really good. So
Now,
I'm sad, but
yeah.
I can't do it. So that's it, man. You know.
Well, you know what? You did your time.
I guess I get out now. Yes, good behaviour.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel bad at all. Now, where did you find him, the new lead singer?
Pardon me? He's local. He lives in the same area that we all grew up in. He's somewhat younger, of course, but
Right.
Yeah, he's been around the local scene for years.
Right.
In different bands and stuff, you know.
Now, is he on the new album at all?
No,
He's not.
No, he's not.
So,
I guess he'll be on the next one, though.
yeah, I guess so. But this doesn't mean that you're going to give up recording, right?
No, I hope not. I hope to continue on recording. It's just getting myself somebody to do, like a record company or somebody to support me, I guess, when I'm doing it, you know.
Right. Because you've put out, 2 solo albums, so...
Yes, I did, yes.
Yeah, so there's
That was a long time ago, though, man.
I know. So, yeah, because, you got an incredible voice, you got your pure rocker voice. A lot of people compare you with, Brian Johnson, but,
Yeah.
I see Steve Marriott a lot in you as well,
Yeah, well, I think if you look at these guys you're talking about, we all kind of grew up at the same time.
Yep.
Influenced probably by the same people.
Right.
So I think, for some reason it all just makes sense, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Brian lives here. He lives about 10 minutes from me.
That's right. The last time we played down there, oh God, years and years ago,
Yeah.
Brian came along to the gig.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. He's been friends with, we used to do a lot of work with Brian when he was in Geordie,
Yeah.
and it was great fun. We used to do a lot of kids, we were all young, and we used to do a lot of college gigs in Britain.
Huh.
Did a lot of laughs together.
Yeah, he's really into, racing cars now.
That's right. He's a big race fan, isn't he?
He's a nice guy, though. He just kind of shows up in small clubs around here and just starts singing,
He's a lovely boy. He always has been.
Yeah.
He always has been.
Nice guy.
Oh, he's a Newcastle guy. He's a Geordie.
Is that right?
They're cool. Yeah, Geordies are really cool people.
I'm gonna dive into the new album here in just a second. The name Nazareth. Now, did that come from a song from the band, or is that it did?
It's from I pulled into Nazareth. I was feeling about half past dead.
Yeah, the weight. Yep.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Yeah, because I just found that out. I used to think it was definitely the city in Israel.
No, it's the one in America.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mountain guitars.
Now who came up with that name?
Well, we're sitting around in a place we used to rehearse in when we got together, and we couldn't think of a name. We had about 400 different names that nobody could agree on.
Right.
And we were listening to Big Pink when it first came out, and Pete, our bass player, said, "What about Nazareth?" He went, "Ooh."
Just like that.
So we wrote it down, and it was like, that was it. And we said, everybody agreed on that one, so that was fine.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell the story that God came down and spoke to me, but that'd be a lie.
Yeah.
You will call your band Nazareth.
Yeah. Now, you guys were actually formed in around '68, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. What were those days like back in the early days in '68?
In the early days, we were just playing in a band. I mean, we weren't trying to be famous. We weren't trying to, change the world or anything. We just wanted to, we lived in a small town and we loved music, and all the guys in the band loved different things, and it was the chemistry of everybody that got us the sound that we eventually ended up
Right.
But it wasn't something that, somebody sat in an attic and went, I have a plan.
Yeah.
It's not like that. You're just a bunch of guys
Yeah.
trying to meet girls, basically. And because I was a terrible sportsman. Well, being in a band is pretty cool. You can meet chicks, you know what I mean?
Well, you don't have to be a spokesman in a band. Who are some of the early bands that you guys maybe opened up with back in the,
Well, back in the day, we used to play in a place in Dunfermline called the Cinema Ballroom.
Right.
And a lot of bands used to come up from London before they went out on the road. They'd play Glasgow University on a Saturday and Dunfermline Cinema Ballroom on a Sunday to try out the new gig, the new the new set or the new album or whatever. They came up here to try out away from the rock press and that. And in those days there was no, mobile phones and, tablets and all that stuff, so they could do it quite on the quiet.
Right.
But we opened up for everybody, man. I mean, the Who did the first time they did Tommy was in Dunfermline.
Yep.
The second time actually. But we played with Deep Purple, Cream, you name it, really, everybody. Jethro Tull, everybody played in there. It was just it was a big draw on a Sunday. It was sold out every Sunday. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You saw everybody that was coming through,
Right, right.
It was great. Blues bands with Jeff Beck and with Rod Stewart, we played in there, and Amen Corner, God, everybody,
That's amazing,
Yeah.
Because you guys were you weren't too far away from each other, all the bands, like.
No.
Yeah.
We live in, it's a small town band, man. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, in America, it would be considered in the same neighbourhood.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be. I mean, where I live is actually across the river from Edinburgh.
Right.
But I mean, in the States, that would be a suburb.
Yep.
Of Edinburgh, and it would, here because it's a smaller country, Water's a smaller,
That's amazing. It really, I talked to, I forgot who Jim McCarty from the Yardbirds was telling me how close actually Eric Clapton and Beck and Page were from each other.
I mean,
yeah.
They were all running around playing the same places at the same time.
Yeah.
And sometimes together. I mean, Jimmy and Jeff were actually in the Yardbirds together.
Yep.
At one point. So, it was for a small country, we produced a lot of talent.
Exactly.
Everybody kind of knows everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you get to a certain level, you kind of know everybody that's around, I mean...
Right.
If you're looking for, say, a keyboard player at that time, I could name you 6, but 4 of them would be working, so you had to go for the other 2, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you kind of knew everybody, I guess it'd be like at the time, a high school football team, I guess, with you for.
Exactly.
We'd have maybe 5 or 6 quarterbacks, but 3 of the guys were in teams, so you had to get the other 2. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so it was the same deal, really.
Yeah.
That was music. Yeah.
Are you a big soccer fan? I bet you are.
I love soccer, yes.
Who's your team?
Dunfermline Athletic.
Okay.
We have a game on Sunday.
Right.
Which if we win, we get promotion into the 2nd division.
Right.
Right. We're not in the Premier League, I'm afraid. We're very poor and not very good. But I've been going up since I was a child. My dad took me, so I guess if you're like, for instance, I don't know, a Chicago fan, you're a Chicago fan all
right,
life, you know
right,
what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, I've seen American football fans. You people are crazy.
Well, you guys are really crazy.
Yeah, we got a lot of bad publicity, yeah.
We don't have as many fights.
You know why there's no trouble in America, though, at games?
Yeah.
It's too far to travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's too far for the ordinary guy to travel.
Yeah.
But if the Jets are playing in San Francisco, who can afford to do that on a Sunday?
Right.
So only rich people do that.
Yeah.
So that's why when you go to an American football game, everybody's a local supporter.
Exactly.
Apart from maybe some of the guys in the boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, but like in the UK, soccer is like a war.
Oh, it can be. Definitely. Especially if there's 2 local teams.
Yep.
I mean, like in Glasgow with Celtic Rangers and Liverpool it's Liverpool and Everton, and it's very, very... The thing is, what's really funny is, a lot of these fans, they could be best friends with someone, but not on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. That's funny. I follow over here. We get the games, I guess, pre-recorded or something, and and they show just the best highlights of the best games.
Sure, sure.
I've been following. I like Arsenal a lot, and
they're a good site.
And of course,
a great site to watch.
Yeah.
In fact,
yep.
On Sunday, I think they play in the cup. They play in the cup final. So you'll get that soon, I guess.
Exactly.
And the next time you're talking to Brian,
right?
Ask him about Newcastle and Sunderland.
Okay. I follow Manchester United because the owner also owns our football team here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And they're
a big business sport, man, everywhere.
Oh yeah, he spent a lot of money on that team.
It's huge business.
Well, we'll talk about Rock and Roll Telephone.
Okay.
I love it, man. I'm going to give it 5 stars, and that's 5 out of 5. When I told Ian Anderson that, he says, "What, 5 out of 20?"
That's great. That's wonderful. I think it's a great record. I really do.
Well, it's traditional, rock that we all grew up with in high school. You know what I mean?
What we managed to do was to get to sound like today's music that way. That had a feel from back in the day,
Exactly.
And that's not an easy thing to do. We've been trying to do it forever,
Well, it's been a while.
I mean? It's like, it's hard to try and keep your identity with all the technology and all the sounds that are out there and what people expect to hear. And,
right.
So it's difficult. But although I think we did it very well on this.
Well, traditional rock fans are going to love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we're missing that in the mainstream. There's nothing anymore,
Well, I was talking to a guy from over here. He's a music guy. He does a lot of magazines and radio shows and that. A guy called Billy Sloan. And Billy said that because I was saying to him, right, what's happening in the music scene in Britain at the moment, Billy? Because he's always on what's coming up, and that's part of his job, right?
Right.
He said, well, nothing actually. Nothing at all. I just want to be your colleagues because I've got a lot of colleagues now in the States and Europe and stuff, And I just what about the rest of them? Well, nothing much there either.
It's not. It's terrible.
It's a bit sad, really.
Very sad. It's all like dance music and even rap is old already.
I know, and it's not just that.
Yeah.
Music's became a visual thing.
It has. You're right.
Thank God that wasn't like that when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Because I'm no pretty enough to be on TV now.
Right.
Unless if you really like Beyonce or something like that, that's fine,
Exactly.
Against the girl, good luck to her, but I don't know anybody that looks like that.
Yeah.
In real life.
I know. I mean, that's, bands like Nazareth are what, created my identity.
It's true. But I was, when we first met the guys from Guns N' Roses, for instance, when they were starting out, they were great lads. And that was it. It was Nazareth and Queen and
Yep.
Jeff Beck. That's who listened to. That whole generation listened to those bands.
Exactly.
So, and people say, they sound a little bit like you guys. I'm going, you think? They do. When we first started, we sounded a little bit like Chuck Berry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But they're not. There are bands out there that, of course, are not in the mainstream that are very good.
Yeah, of course there are. I'm sure there's hundreds.
Yeah, but you don't hear about them.
How do you find them?
You got to find them. You really got to dig deep to find them.
I know. The last band that really I got excited about from the States was Kings of Leon. I liked them.
Yeah. They're not bad.
They've got a cool voice,
Yeah, they're not bad at all. But I don't know. They're very monotonous. A lot of their music.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I like everything they do, but that guy's they've got their own kind of sound and stuff,
Right.
And so they've got an identity which, it doesn't just sound like elevator music,
Yeah.
That could be anyone really, I would know them. If I heard them, I'd say that's King Leon, you know what I mean?
But you know, the performers are not cool anymore. They don't dress cool. They don't look cool. You know, there's no more long hair. You know, that's got like out now. Not you know, and that was what was cool about the bands. You know. So that's another thing. Visual.
That's right. Everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that's why I'm promoting the hell out of this album.
well, thank you, sir.
You know, you got a lot of songs on here that in my see, I was a disc jockey back in the late '70s. You know, I did top 40. I was a top 40 guy. But to me, there's a lot of songs here that really could be on mainstream radio. That should be on mainstream radio. You know?
I really do. I think it's rock and roll, but I think it's this kind of acceptable face of rock and roll, if you like.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's and I think what it's got, in all honesty, it's got soul and it's got humour.
Exactly.
And I think that's what, for me, that's what makes the album really.
Yep.
You know.
So I mean, you know, Boom Bang Bang. That's a cool tune.
I mean, it is a fact, man. I mean, especially once you get like me to a certain age, and you sit in bars, you know, you spend a lot of time hanging around in hotel bars,
Right.
for something to happen, you know.
Yeah.
You go to a show or go for a plane or go to the waiting for the bus, and I see. I'm a great people watcher these days.
Yep.
I mean, Boom Bang Bang. I've seen that go down a few times.
Oh, definitely.
You know, you can see them going, "Oh, fancy you, baby." And hey, very understandable. Ian and Sheen's been there since Adam and Eve, you know.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing a music video for any of the tracks?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think there'll be any music videos out because I'll be quite honest with you. I think on any of the music video channels, I don't know if they play Nazareth at all.
Yeah, well, you know, YouTube is where you probably have to start, I guess. You know, putting one on YouTube because that's where everybody.
Yes.
And if you get,
you know,
yep, that's it. It's you know, you got to promote yourself. You know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unfortunately. Yeah. But you know, One Set of Bones, I love that. You know, you got a lot of heavy metal in your tracks, which is cool, and it's still really popular. There's a lot you know, metalheads that would love that. And of course you got the slower tempo tunes, beautiful songs. Rock and Roll Telephone is awesome. You know, great lyrics. You know, excellent lyrics. My favorite tune. I was going to say God of the Mountain sounded a little bit Judas Priest, you know, a little bit in there. But of course, you guys were first. And Speakeasy, a little Humble Pie sounding, which is cool.
Yeah, I like Speakeasy myself.
Yeah.
Cool track.
Love that track. What talk about Speakeasy. What were you guys thinking about?
It was actually a song that Lee Agnew wrote it. And we were talking about one day, we were just sitting on the bus, you know, and Lee's always, he's a great ideas man, he writes all the time.
Right.
And we were talking about, like, we were sitting having a beer and saying, imagine what it was like in the 20s and that in America when you couldn't even get a beer, you know, it was like illegal was.
Right.
You know, and it was great because we got into this whole discussion about, you know, if you want something to sell, make it illegal.
Yeah.
And buy it. I've never even tried it before, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what the song developed from, and Lee came in with Speakeasy, and him and I were just having a laugh about it and that. But the more he worked on it, the more serious the song got. I thought, oh, this is a good tune, man. You know?
Right.
So that's how it happened, really.
Did the music come first on that, or was that the
It was Lee brought it all in together. The music, and he writes on a keyboard, like you
right.
know. And he's pretty good technically. He can, you know, build up tracks on his computer and stuff. So he can play a bit. So he records his own demos and stuff and brings them in. And
right.
at that time you can see what he's trying to do with the song, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it turned out great.
Great track, and I think my favorite's Just a Ride.
Oh yeah, Just a Ride. Yeah, that's about Bell, isn't it?
Your vocals shine on that one, and
yeah, it's a good vocal track. And it's also,
excellent.
I liked it because it's about Bill Hicks, and he gave me many a good laugh, that young man.
Really?
Oh yeah. It was Lee. That's why another thing was sitting again watching on a bus in Canada or somewhere, watching a Bill Hicks DVD, and he went, I've got to write a song about him. And by the time we went in to do the album, he had written that.
Right.
So you know.
Yeah. That Just a Ride. I envision that in like a soundtrack to a movie. That's how.
Well, it was kind of. I think when Lee was writing it, that's what he kind of had envisioned. It was like he wanted it to be kind of just how epic we thought the guy was, you know.
Right.
And that kind of the music kind of does that, you know.
It's a great tune.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are making the one good thing about the industry today. You can make money, from movies and on video games.
Oh sure, oh absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids that are writing for the video games. Good on them, It's just another. See, I'm kind of too old school. It's like old dogs and new tricks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't know. If somebody gave me the opportunity, maybe I would do it. But I don't know where to look.
Yeah, I know.
For that kind of thing, because I'm not into video games now.
You're right.
And my reaction, I might be dead within I'd never get past level 1.
Well, I think the main thing's for us to get the word out here in the States. This album's going to go over very well here.
That's good.
That's good. Because we're, like I said, everyone's looking for this kind of, rock and roll to come back.
Well, as you were saying earlier, there isn't a lot of it around anymore.
There isn't. No. Yeah.
There's a lot of bands kind of from our era.
Yep.
Don't record anymore.
Exactly, and it's it's disappointing because. It should be, they call it classic rock, but, it should still be around in the mainstream,
Yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah, they should still be playing new albums out, and people would buy them like crazy if they only played it.
That's it, if they could find it, yeah.
Yeah, if they can find it, yeah. Do you still talk to Roger Glover? I know you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 2 or 3 times a year, I get in touch with him and he gets in touch with me, whatever,
Yep.
Roger's a good lad.
Yep. I haven't got a chance to talk to Roger. I talked to Ian recently, Ian Gillan. Yeah.
He's a nice fella too.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, when I saw Nazareth, you guys were opening up for Deep Purple.
There you go.
And
a long time ago.
I know.
That was fun though.
But you know what? It was sold out. It was 20,000 people. And, it was actually the Deep Purple with Tommy Bolin, I think.
That's right. That's the last one we did.
Yeah. Yep. Love Hurts.
God bless him. God rest him.
I know.
He was a hoot.
Everybody loved Tommy Bolin, what I understand.
Well, it was not to love,
Yeah.
That's his silly habits,
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Nice man, what I understand. Very, very nice, sweet man.
Oh, lovely man. Lovely man.
Yeah. Love Hurts.
Yep.
I think it hit number 15 or something in the charts, and back in '75, the heyday of when music was great. A lot of people have covered it. Now, where did you originally hear that song from the Everly Brothers, or what?
Yeah, that's where I originally heard it.
Yeah.
He and I used to sing it in bars when we were 16.
Really?
And Kirkcaldy, we used to do the Everly Brothers version.
Huh.
Because like most bands, we started out being a covers band,
Right.
So you played what people liked. And
right.
I did love her. Girls like to dance slow with that in the bars and stuff, so it was cool.
That was a huge hit. I mean, that,
Oh, it was a massive hit for us all over the world. It was amazing.
Roy Orbison covered that too, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, a great version of it.
Huh. And then...
Roy didn't do bad versions of anything, really, to be quite honest.
Yeah. But you guys made it famous.
Yep. We did.
Yeah. Do you have any... well, the other one, the other thing I was going to ask you about that album was the title. You changed Hair of the Dog came in, but wasn't it Air of the Dog or something like that?
Well, what we said Air of the Dog, but we wanted to call it Son of a Bitch.
Right.
But A&M Records, who were with at the time, said, "Oh, can't do that. Sears won't sell it." And we went, "Well, who are Sears and why won't they sell it?"
Yeah.
We weren't Americans, you see. We didn't know.
Right.
And it was Jerry Moss, God love him, said, "Look, Dan, it's a cuss word here."
Yeah.
I said, "Can't be that." But John Wayne said it. And I mean, John Wayne must be the newest thing. You guys have got to a Pope or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but no, they wouldn't. So we called it Hair of the Dog, which is Ear of the Dog,
Yep.
which is son of a bitch anyway. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's got any humour in that, but it doesn't matter. It was a good record for us, and it was a good record anyway, you know.
Yeah, that was a tremendous
So,
record.
the time it was going out, they could have called it record number 1 by that time, you know.
Yeah.
I was just going, get it out, please. It's the music that's important, not the name.
Exactly. And that was the first album that Roger wasn't the producer, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So was Roger jealous when he got big?
No, I don't think so. I just think it was time we, wanted to have a change, and Roger just went, yeah, I can dig that. You know, we've done 3 together.
Right.
And the albums we've done with them had been great albums and opened a lot of doors, and the band was beginning to get a bit of a name, especially in Europe. And Razmanaz and Loud and Proud had opened a few doors in the States and Canada and stuff too. So,
Right.
you know, it was time for a change, and we wanted to be a little bit heavier because of the music we were writing at that time.
Yep.
And that's how Nazareth always done it. It was like, you record what you're writing at the time, and if you like it, record it and live with it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, if you made a mistake, tough, you know, but
Right.
if you've got the right feeling for the songs at the time, that's when you should record them.
Right.
Not 2 years later when they've become, I don't know, something you've learned, and they kind of lose their edge and the rawness. And
Right.
if you get them too slick, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, like overproduced.
Yeah.
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 Isn't the Era of the Dog, it was released with that name on it, and what I understand, it's a big collector's item, right?
Well, I think somebody somewhere actually did that. I think it's a bit of a con, but it was never actually called Ear of the Dog anywhere.
What was it called, Son of a Bitch?
No, it was only ever called
Okay,
Ear
so
of the Dog. Yeah.
it was never released under a different title.
No.
No.
It never was. No, I can assure you.
Well, that's a misconception then on the internet.
There's a lot of misconceptions in the rock business, so that's what it survives on.
Yeah, exactly.
All of a little mystery, you know what I mean?
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Do you have any good road stories from back when you guys were, you know, like maybe after this album came out when you were on tour?
Well, I mean, the weirdest thing that ever happened to us really was we were playing in Brazil and our gear got kidnapped.
Really?
Yeah, it was held for ransom.
You're kidding me. I never heard
I
that.
had to pay it because the guys were freaking out because you know what guitar players are like about their guitars. They're like their children, you know. So it was like, eventually they got the guys, like, but money was gone.
Wow.
As these things usually are.
Where did that happen?
In Brazil.
Oh, in Brazil.
Yep.
Huh.
Which generally is a pretty cool place, but I've got to be honest. But there was some guy that thought he'd be a smart ass. There always is one, isn't there?
That's interesting. I remember Led Zeppelin when they somebody took their money out of the safe or something. Remember that?
Oh, I mean,
yeah. That was interesting as well.
I mean, they didn't think so at the time.
No. Now the new lineup of Nazareth. I guess Pete's the original guy left now, right?
Yeah, Pete's the original member now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess they begin touring here soon in Canada, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you've got to remember, Jimmy, the guitar player, has been with the band for 17 years, nearly 8 years.
Right.
So, you know, he's not exactly the new kid, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And Lee's been with us since Darryl died.
Right.
So that's 10, 11 years.
Yep.
So, you know, it's pretty much the same band with a new singer. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Now, Lee's Pete's son, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Played with Dad in the band.
Yeah, right. Lee keeps him in line.
You know, I haven't heard Linton yet. No, haven't heard him at all.
It was available on the website for a while. They put out some, because we had re-recorded some of the hits, like for doing TV shows and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so obviously when I left and Linton was getting the job, some of the promoters wanted to hear what it was like, which I understand. You know?
Right.
So they went in and recorded Linton over the top of them and took me out. And it worked really well. So they had something to send to people, you know. And they put it up on the website for a while to let people hear it.
Yep.
You know? So
What does he sound like? Does he sound...
Sounds like Linton. And I mean, he's not that far away from me, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got the same... He's not got the same sound as me, but that would be silly to try and get an impersonator, I think.
Well, that's almost impossible to have your range.
So, I mean, but he's got a nice sound of voice, he's got a good sound of voice, man, so, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking...
You can on the website, yeah.
Well, we're all gonna miss you, but we're also looking forward to hearing, him for the first time as well.
I'm not going to miss it, but
Yeah.
I'm glad the band's not stopping, because it was all about the music always, so,
Right.
why change that?
Exactly. Dan, your COPD, they advertise that, with new medicines and everything on TV like 24/7. It's, and so everybody's aware of COPD.
Yeah.
What are you doing to help improve your condition?
Well, I'm taking all the meds they can give you, and I'm going to the rehab classes to learn how to breathe again, breathe better, and all this kind of thing, so...
Right.
We'll wait and see, but at the moment, there's no cure for it,
Right. Are you exercising or anything like that, or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
get up to a point, but because it's COPD, if you do anything physical, it makes you breathless, and therefore you panic and
Right.
not breathing properly, so it's a kind of catch-22 wee bugger, you know what I mean?
Yep. Well, you sound great. Your voice sounds
I
great.
feel good
Yeah.
most of the time.
You sound...
I mean, you've got to remember now, I'm sitting in my house on my ass.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
a big deal.
Well, just remember, anybody that tours the way you guys do would be short of breath. I don't know
I
how...
guess so, yeah.
I don't know how you guys did it.
Much, that's for sure.
I don't know how you guys did it.
No, we were always a working band. I think that's why the band lasted so long.
Yep.
And I think that's why, I genuinely believe that's why a lot of people liked us.
Now, were you a smoker?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Many things.
Yeah.
Which I've stopped doing all of them now.
Right. Did you quit smoking?
Yes.
Good for you. My wife's a nurse, so
Right.
she'll be happy to hear that.
Oh yeah. I'm sure she will.
Hey, Dan, this is your last question, all right?
Okay.
Here's a question I ask everyone that I interview, and it's very interesting, the answers I get. If you had a Field of Dreams wish, the movie Field of Dreams, to play, sing, or collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be?
Oh.
And you can go way back.
That's the present. I would like to have been around Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan?
Yeah. But when he started out and kind of picked up on the vibe he was getting, because he just had something totally magic,
Right.
back then. And it wasn't loud, and it wasn't, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
It was something else, and I thought, oh, you're a pretty interesting guy. And of course as it's very well recorded, he is very interesting, and has been going for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to have hung around with Bob.
With Bob, right. Did you follow him in his early career?
I bought his last album and stuff. He never made an album for years, and I bought if he brings something out, I'll buy it.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because I like all the changes he goes through, and
Yeah.
I like all that.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to promote?
Just, hey, everybody go out and get a touch of rock and roll telephone, and look after yourselves. Be kind to each other.
Exactly. I agree. The world has really changed, hasn't it?
It has indeed.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. Dan, thank you so much for being on the call today. But more importantly, man, for all the incredible Nazareth music you've given us and continue to bring us. Okay, man.
Thank you very much indeed.
All right. Good talking to you.
Cheers. You too, man.
Cheers.
Bye-bye just now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining, and please subscribe to Ray's YouTube channel.